Hello and welcome to another episode of Try Talk. Today with me as ever is my wonderful co-host, Aneta Grabmuller-Soldati, and we are joined by a really special guest today, three-time world champion, Arthur Serrieres. Arthur, I don't think really needs that big of an introduction. He's one of the biggest names in XTERRA. He's been, in our eyes, doing XTERRA for such a long time that he's synonymous with the sport. Arthur, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for to having me, and I just expecting everyone will love what I will talk and what we will talk about, and just don't hesitate to just ask if you need more.
I do have one question. Did Oliver pronounce your surname right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I
I
should have
mean,
asked this before starting the podcast.
I mean, my name is quite tricky to say. If you're not French, and even if you're French, some people don't say it well. It's Serrieres. It's with really so much, so it's
Serrieres.
really Serrieres. It's really
Okay.
hardcore, but I'm okay with that. American doesn't pronounce it because it's like something like Russian for them, or I don't know, Est country. It's too hard, so they just say Arthur.
What's the worst pronunciation you have encountered on the circuit?
I don't know.
Can you throw somebody under the bus?
Someone I think just said Sawyer, something like that.
Well, I've been called Antonella. That's much worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, for you, Aneta, should be hard because even me, grab Müller. Yeah, it's quite tricky too.
Yeah, I can't complain. But let's just, I had to scroll through your Instagram and through your World Triathlon profile very far away. And I got to year 2013. That was your first cross triathlon and the World Triathlon. And it's also your first Instagram post. But I'm interested. Who have you been before 2013? How did you get to cross triathlon?
So my background is quite simple. I mean, I did a lot of sports like karate. I do a little bit of gymnastics. I do a little bit of everything when I was young because I think my parents just want me to just have fun and do a little bit of everything. And by the age of 8 or 9, I'm starting to get visiting a friend who are living in the same town than me by bike, and we're starting to do a little bit of mountain bike together. So I just have a classic mountain bike background because after that I joined a local team, and I did that for a long time. And I don't know when I enter I don't know what it is in English, maybe high school, no, maybe college. I don't know. When I was 15, 16 years old, I'm starting swimming. I don't know exactly why. So when you're doing like mountain bike and swimming, you're doing a cross triathlon. Even if I try to do some classic triathlon in the same time, I wasn't strong enough on a swim. So yeah, so it's starting like that. But before to do this kind of event, I was really not good in competition. I was fear, I was just having bad results. It's just like when I'm starting to do a little bit more like things seriously, I starting to have some good results.
And you do things very seriously. I've read some interview, and according to that interview, you train 30 to 40 hours a week.
Yeah, I train a lot. I think
That is, how many hours did you do today?
today it's my classical Monday during winter time. I did two easy run, were 1 hour and 15 minutes each, and a 5K swim. Will represent it.
Whoa.
It's not like a big day for me, but it's like an endurance day classic. It's 30K on a run on a day and 5K on a swim. And tomorrow is a big day with all my intensity. So I will have 5 to 6 on a swim with intensity, 3 on a bike with intensity, and probably 2 on a run with intensity.
Whoa,
So
that's crazy.
I think on a
I'm
word,
speechless.
I'm one of the I'm certainly one of the top 10 in kind of volume and even intensity because I used to do a lot of everything. Maybe a little bit too much, but I mean, it's working for me, so I keep it.
That's what
So
it takes to be three-time world champ, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. How did you develop? How did you come to this point? Because you mentioned you had this swim background, you had the bike background, uh, but today I wouldn't say those are necessarily your strengths. You're just a really well-rounded athlete, which with an incredible run, and I would say you race really smart. So how do you get to this point where the missing piece is actually your strong suit? At least in my eyes. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, for me, it's like when I'm moving, like for my master in Montpellier, I met my coach and he just showed me what he's doing high level in sports. And doing high level in sports, like endurance sport like that, is not just being talented and having some strength, like you can go fast, you can be endurant or things like that. It's more about training and what you want on the long term. So I think it's like for me at least a 6 years build to be at this level because what the people don't exactly know it's the number of season and the number of race where I just coming like totally out of shape because I overtrain, out of shape because um, I mean it was too much and how much season like I did with training like that within having any result. I mean, a lot of people could easily do 35 hours a week. At my level, I can bring everyone with me for a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. It will be not kind of easy, but it will be okay. But doing this for like 6, 7, 8 years and during like my biggest winter was like, I remember doing 22 weeks straight. 22 weeks at, I think, 36, 37 average without any day off. So I think this kind of stuff, no one could do it. And when you're doing it like year after year after year, you're starting to be like having a base so high, you're strong on any races you go in. And that's what I had like, I mean, since I don't know, like for 5 years. There are a period I go on a race and I systematically win a race, even if I was sick, even if I was injured, even if I was out of shape, I won the race. And it's just for me because I have a like my basis is too high, so yeah.
But
That's interesting. My perception was you were really good at peaking for races. That was my understanding, or at least I haven't been following
Yeah.
I don't see it in a long enough
For me,
perspective. I think.
yeah, for me, my career was built about making this like I always trust more about result than other things. For me, the my goals and my motivation, and it's my training theory and my coach training theory, what it gives to me, it's focus on performances, focus on like being strong and being strong all year long and on several years straight. And when you will be strong, you can starting to like get prepared and be extraordinary on some single races. But like in I don't know, I have plenty season where I average like 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. After that it was 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4. And after that it was 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And after that I could like say, okay, right now I could push more and just prepare for one single event. And like you imagine when you like have a good assimilation about all this volume and stuff, you can go in altitude and doing some crazy stuff. And when if everything is good, you are like extraordinary on a single day race.
you have won everything in what you can win in Xterra. What motivates you to keep going? What What more do you want to win?
Easy questions at 8:30 at night.
Yeah, no, I mean, my biggest issue on the last 2 seasons was like a bit of lack of motivation just for that. Like, I do want to win a world championship once, and of course two, but the third time was like a bonus for me, and that's why right now I'm looking for something new, and that's why I'm turning like half Ironman distances because I still do love XTERRA, and I still do want to compete at high level in XTERRA because it's something like it's my I will say my love sports, something like that. So I will continue to compete on the big races like Worlds, European, and stuff like that because I, I don't know. It's like it's part of me, and I mean, it's always a pleasure to come and to race there. But yeah, I mean, doing World Cup all around the world and stuff, yeah, I mean, it's like a bit different. I remember like when I wasn't world champion, I'm coming on every races so motivated. And even on some big races like the last year, I'm coming like, okay, it's a bit of lack of motivation, and I need to find the balances to just having some fun, having some motivation, doing other stuff. And when I'm doing other stuff, I don't thinking about Xterra. So when I will be back in Xterra, I will have more motivation and I will be more happy to do Xterra races. And yeah, but for me, no goal, maybe I will enjoy to win again the world championship because I think the record is Conrad Stoltz with 4 titles. So I think I could do it in United States, but there are some several guys right now, just young guys who just want it too. So I know I know their mindset. So we'll try to just like focus on the end of the season on that.
We talked about this in our phone call before. You described it really well now. There's a huge difference in being the world champion for especially 3 years in a row for like a long chunk of time, and versus being the guy under him. The difference in mindset is if I'm the second or the third guy, I want to be the world champion. I want to beat this guy. But if you're the person on the top, how do you keep pushing? And you kind of talked about this, but do you feel like there's something specific you did for that period of time that kept you on top, gave you that edge?
I mean, not particularly. The biggest issue, it's like when you just won once, for me, I was feeling I could be an imposter. I don't say we say that in English. Like the
Yeah.
guy who won like a year, like Roma Kerson, we don't see this guy all year long. He won the world championship and that's all. And you say, okay, it's just like a lucky day or something. So you have this, and there are also something. And if you lose, just if you finish second, you lose your race. When you world champion, if you don't win again, you lose your race. So that's a little bit of a pressure, but I mean, at this moment, like during my second and my second world title was the hardest for me because Felix was strong and I had a bit of lack of motivation on this year. It was like a little bit tricky and I wasn't super well prepared. I don't know exactly. I overtrain a little bit in altitude and I have to balance a bit between like so much tiredness. But yeah, I mean, I'm still like enjoying racing and like I don't know, but I have like I don't know how to describe it, but when it's a world championship, it's a world championship. Huh? I mean, we're
So
just beast, kind of.
if I can ask a hard question, and again, feel free not to answer. Why didn't you win this year in that case?
This year, if I, yeah, I mean, no one knows that, but on Wednesday I had COVID. Yeah, and I have some fever on Wednesday during the short track, and I lost so much energy. I have a shitty year. I get injured. I just trying to get back in shape, get back in shape, get back in shape. I did so much mistake on this season, and my mechanical, who is also a friend, get the COVID. We did the travel together, and in Novat, just when we arrived in Molveno, so we did literally 10-hour cars together. And 3 days after, I was sick, and yeah, I wasn't positive on a race, but when I'm back on France, I did like a real test, and I
Yeah.
get positive. So for me, it's for
That
that, but
sucks.
it's also part of the game. It's wonderful to have 3 years like that within an injury, good preparation, and free win. So, and I'm also super happy about Felix and Jens Emil because they also deserve it a lot. Because Felix was like, yeah, I mean, he finished like 3 years just behind me, so he will be just happy and he deserves it. I'm happy about the podium and stuff, so yeah, it's part of the game.
And you mentioned the injury, which I assume was a serious one. Stress fracture, I mean, always is. Do you think the reason was the amount of training you do, or
But
do
yeah,
you think there was something else?
no, it's just overtrain. It's really overtraining, and that's all. Like, yeah, most of time stress fracture coming like when you just training too much or you don't eat enough. It's both of them most of the time. In my case, I think it was too much training and I wasn't able to eating enough. Like I eat a lot, but I over, and it's also I'm like 30 and like body change a bit and like it's like a miracle. Like during 10 years, I didn't have any injury. So everyone say by one time you will have a serious injury and I get it.
I mean, it is hard to eat enough when you train 40 hours
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah.
That's almost
What
impossible.
what do you eat for, like, for example, for tomorrow when you talk about this huge training day?
So tomorrow, for example, we swim very early, 6:30 on the water, so I will wake up at 5:40. I eat like 2 bananas, a coffee, maybe some oats, but I don't know yet. It depends on the morning if I need it. I will have like a little bit of energy on the swim. After that, I had a proper breakfast with a fruit salad, eggs, cheese, a little bit of bread, little bit of oats. I will go sleep. I will not eat again before my bike, but I will eat a lot during my bike ride. I will be back on my bike ride. I will have like classic food, like something really easy to digest because the run will come fast. Like most of time, it's rice, ketchup, a little bit of cheese, tuna, or 2 eggs, but it's like really boring, like with maybe a sheep yogurt or something. I will maybe chill a bit, maybe have a little bit of banana before my run, go out for my run. And on the night, it depends of the day, if it will be like tomorrow with raining, with like I had a 10K session on the track, maybe I will have maybe some junk food, like not bad food, but maybe a pizza or something like that, because I mean, I deserve it and I need it to just go again on Wednesday where we wake up again and I go and I go and I go. I'm like a little bit more, pay more attention when it's racing time, where I train a little bit less. So I have more time to just cook a little bit more, going grocery like more seriously, picking a little bit good product and stuff. But I mean, I try a little bit of everything, like without gluten, without sugar, like low carbs, high carbs, ketone, a little bit of everything. And I'm okay to finally don't have any restriction because I'm tolerant to everything and just trying to eat as healthy as possible and don't do big mistake like don't overeat like sugar or stuff like that. But like it's too hard to train this amount with in addition restrict about I don't know like yeah plenty stuff like yeah.
Where are you based now in winter? Because I know in summer you like to spend a lot of time in altitude in Font-Romeu,
Yeah,
but now in
I'm based in Montpellier, south of France, and like I used to move a little bit in Spain because I have some friends, but the weather is similar to Montpellier. And yeah, most of the time during summer I'm in altitude because I'm really good at it and it works really well on me. most of time, so I can really use it. So yeah, so
And you have a
Formeux, Andorra, or I went Sierra Nevada a bit, things.
access to the French Olympic Center in
Yeah,
Fontremé, or yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
helps a lot,
yeah.
I
It's
guess.
helped a lot.
So you talked about this a little bit. What does the team supporting you look like? Because that seems to me like your level of professionalism differentiates you a lot. And I would imagine it's also and for me also I have a personal interest. You also have teams that go to races with you. At least that's my understanding. You have, at least for like world champs, right? You have people who give you splits
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I have like it's most like friends who comes with me. I used to have a team like long time ago, Team Tever. I didn't like it and stuff. I'm just like I'm better when I will not say alone, but most of time I'm better when I'm alone because I'm really picky about plenty stuff. I need to have my own room to sleep because I don't have a good sleep. And if someone's come with me, I need someone really chill and just will do kind of my things and not annoying me. And I don't want to ruin all my races just sharing something with someone and just like wasting like plenty hour of training just because I had a bad sleep or I share a bed with someone who just chill on his phone during like an hour before to go to bed. So yeah, most of time I'm just traveling with one friend or two, and that's all. And it's enough because this guy do everything. He cook, he take care of my bike, he can do massage, he's fun, he can go grocery, he do a little bit of everything, but I'm also quite okay when I'm alone too. And I was a bit missing my little adventure when I begin cross triathlon. I did everything alone because no one could afford like I cannot afford like a travel for someone else, and I also like no one can come with me, so I just go alone, and it was adventure, and I like it.
We have one thing in common. We always arrive to races the last. We often meet at
Yeah.
the airport because we are coming last. Is
Yeah,
it because you like your routine and you
yeah,
like to train a
exactly.
lot, and then yeah,
Yeah, like you going somewhere else, and finally you don't have your food, you don't have your bed, you don't have your things. I mean, for me, yeah, I prefer to come like at the last moment. I mean, I tried to come really la at the last moment in Taiwan, wasn't great for me, but if I manage it well, it's yeah, I mean, the last moment is always the best for me.
Yeah, you talked about the transition to 70.3. Um, what's the plan for next year?
So,
I will add one more question to that question. What was the original plan for this year before you got
yeah,
injured?
it's exactly the same than this year. Like this year is even more about 70.3. Last year was to do first part of season on 70.3, some XTERRA races with Germany, Czech Republic, and World Championship, ITU World Championship. So the middle of the summer in XTERRA and back to the 70.3 for the after Molveno. That was the goal. So two or three 70.3, two or three XTERRA, World Championship of XTERRA, and two or three 70.3. This year, I really want to get a chance to qualify for Nice. So I will basically, the deadline is end of June. After June, the qualification process will go 2026. So I will race races before this deadline. Um, I pick hard races, like not hard races, but like famous with, I pick all the biggest one because I don't want to travel all around the world and have a qualification in, I don't know, I see people like in South America, in Asia or stuff. I mean, it's okay. Totally understand people will do that, and maybe I will do something like that. next year, or if I don't have it in Europe. But at least if I have my qualification on the race I pick, I know I could like have a good race in Nice because I will already like deserve it like the best way. And so, and also it was something I used to do in XTERRA. I always pick my race where there are like the level is most like yeah where there are the most level. So I will do Valencia, who will be a first shot. It will be not super hardcore race, but after that I will do Aix-en-Provence, who is a Pro Series, Elsinore in Denmark, who is a European Championship, and I give me another card maybe on a smaller race. I will see there are like something in Austria, something in Sardinia, but there are not so much races. Like I think Ironman just cut a little bit all races, second class races for qualification.
Yeah, and the deadline is also quite early this year.
Yeah, it's always like that, but I mean, I should be qualified last year, so
How does your training for 70.3 differ from XTERRA? Do you think that the races and is there a similarity, or do you think it's completely different sport?
no, I do exactly the same, nearly.
Really?
I just changing my road bike on TT bike and doing some interval on my TT bike, but nothing like different. On my running part, I used to run a lot, so that's not a big deal for me. Like 70.3 or XTERRA races for me are the same. You have to run fast with a tired muscle. So it's working well what I do. And I did 3 half Ironman by the end of the season. I get some crazy fast running time. So I will have some like
Yeah.
specific session, but really at the end, and I will not change a lot. On the bike, yeah, I mean, it's nearly the same interval I do for Xterra, but on TT bike. Like it's 10 years I'm doing like 12 time 10 minutes on Sunday long ride on my road bike and stuff. So I just do
12
exactly the
times 10
same.
minutes.
Yeah, I just do
What?
I just do
Yeah,
exactly the same with my TT bike.
I thought Norwegians train a lot.
Yeah,
12 times
They
10
do
minutes is
6 times. Yeah.
insane.
yeah, but I mean, I train with Blumenfeld and stuff, and they train like that too. Huh? There are not so much people who train like that, but I mean, they do. Some do.
That's
But what was
crazy.
your half marathon time?
Sorry?
Your half marathon time. You said you've done some half marathon.
I did in Challenge Mallorca, I did 1:08:10, something like that. In
That was
Vieux-Bucco,
Crazy
in
fast.
triathlon.
yeah, on a triathlon.
Okay. Yeah.
On Vieux-Bucco, I did 1:10, but I was totally exploded because I didn't know the distance. So I think after 45 minutes, I was like 3:10 pace. And I finished like 3:30. So, but yeah, I mean, I think I could run between 1:08 and 1:10 each time. So
What time do you think you can run in just half marathon?
I don't know, not like Jens Emil, who is crazy fast. And yeah, I don't know how he do that, but I mean, maybe 1:05, 1:04, but he doing 1:03 or something.
No, he did 104 3 times.
Yeah,
Okay,
104.
yeah. Maybe like that, but I need to do some specific session because half marathon is really like a different kind of is pace and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. What have you learned? Because the racing is but itself is different, though. I mean, of course, the training may be similar, and you are especially at this high level. Maybe of course, like the hyper adaptations that you might do, and the little tiny minuscule differences in the time on the TT bike versus time on the mountain bike and the positions, of course. But what have you learned apart from that, like especially in the racing?
Everyone is a cheater. Everyone like listening well, all the motorcycle coming. I mean, no, I don't know. It's like I learn a bit about my position because I have something too aggressive, not really well for like seeing each other and stuff. And I think it's not swimming so fast. I mean, on the race I did, wasn't like it's just challenge races, but I mean it was quite okay compared to Xterra. And I don't know, it's different. You have to take your time and you have to like it's really, really different on a bike, but I mean, like, I just follow people and just starting stuff. Yeah, I don't know.
And have you made any major mistakes yet?
Oh, yeah. In Mallorca, I didn't take the good bag. So I basically take the stuff of my 46 and I was 45. And I was exit on the swim like we were seven or something on a breakaway. And I don't take my helmet and I don't race with my helmet, so I were disqualified. And I'm so sorry about the other guy because he was looking for his helmet during like so long. And yeah, and I realized that I think after 2Ks or something. So yeah, I mean, it's funny to see, but I'm still like so embarrassed about this, but it's like sports and stuff. And I was not on my best like mood and moment, and I really want to just take the front, and I didn't really realize, and yeah, but yeah, that was a major mistake, I think.
Whoa.
And but this is like a newbie mistake, but I also did a lot of like pacing mistake, even more on a run because I don't want to be pretentious, but running 3:10, it's like quite easy for me at the beginning of the running, and I have to calm down and go like a little bit cool and stuff, and about like food also, and yeah.
Do you think the guys know who you are? I mean, the other racers. Do you have some sort of reputation from the Xterra racing that you've done?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think so. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't
I don't
know.
think so. I feel like these words don't really
Yeah,
are not
yeah,
great.
and I mean, I was racing with a white suit without any sponsor. I had my helmet was a quick step helmet, so I was like a little bit like someone they don't know, and no, I think it's it's a different vibe than I used to have in Xterra. I could easily say maybe I don't see enough, but for me, it's like a shitty word. In Xterra, at least you're talking to other people, you have a little bit of respect. You just like be a little bit friendly on stuff, even if I'm not like the guy who will go to have some drink, eat and stuff. But this word, it's like I say to my dad, it's like a fashion week at a press conference, kind of.
Absolutely, yes.
Every people's coming with like white clothes, a cap and stuff, and I was, what the fuck?
I think, yeah. Well, but that was my impression too. I've been to Marbella,
Yeah,
and yes, it's impressive how many people there are, and it's crazy the atmosphere. But I felt like the majority of people, and now no offense to long distance
no,
triathlete,
me
and I mean,
too.
I don't really mean the elite as much, but the people that were there in age group, I often felt like that the picture for Instagram is more important than their performance.
Yeah, that's kind of things, and I could easily compare it because I also do some road bike. The vibe is more like road bike, and the Xterra is more mountain bike. Like on mountain bike, you do the race, you push hard as fuck, you finish, you're like so happy, you have a beer. Here, it's more like I don't know, it's a different vibe, and it's not a vibe I really like. And I could understand people like to just as a show about a race like that, a people photo and like as a finisher stuff. And but it's like for me different. And I think I was born and raised like in really a campaign and without so much money and stuff. And I love to say I have the feet on the ground, even on the mud. So I mean, it's like, but I also train with a lot of long distance racer and I love to train with them. They're so nice. So I need to have like a little bit more about it, and yeah, but it's also there are more money, so it's like different racer. I don't know, maybe I should be more serious.
But do you think you can actually earn more money in long distance if you, let's say, not on the top in comparison when you win everything in Xterra?
I really don't know. I'm not thinking about money right now because I'm just want to just have something else, something different. And as I say at the beginning, I'm just want something like I want to be performance. I want to be proud of myself. I want to change something. And I really don't know. And my expectation is to be top 10 on the World Championship. And if I do this, it's a really nice one for me. Really nice one. And
Yeah,
I couldn't pretend to be more strong because there are so much guy really strong and even more on flat and stuff. And I'm a tiny guy. So yeah, I don't
but
know.
Nice is very hilly.
Yeah, it's really Lubian. I have to qualify it on flat course.
No,
But
but
I mean,
Aix-en-Provence quite
uh,
hilly.
yeah, Aix-en-Provence will be good for me, but it will be the level will be crazy again, huh? And there are just three
Yeah,
slots.
because Corliss is going there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty opportunity.
I don't want to give away confidential information, so I might cut this out. But I don't know what races Felix is actually doing
He's doing Aix-en-Provence. He's doing
as well, right?
Kleifengurt, I think. I think
Long, like Ironman, full Ironman.
no. It's a 70.3 also. I think he will not do the World Cup
Okay.
because
He said he
he will not be in Australia. I don't think so. Australia, he will be not in Oak Mountain if he's doing Aix-en-Provence. So he will be not on two championship. I don't know exactly. I didn't like. He just say to me, "I will see you in Aix-en-Provence and maybe in
Oh,
Austria."
he texted me. Okay, maybe I maybe shouldn't share this with one of his biggest competitors, but and I might cut
Uh,
this out of the podcast.
I
But
I mean, we went training camp together, so we are no issue.
he said he's probably going to skip Oak Mountain, but he's going to do all of the World Cups outside of that.
Okay,
At least that's what he texted me a week or two ago.
okay.
I have maybe one last question. You are an athlete who is still active in Xterra, who has been doing Xterra probably the longest. You've been in the sport for more than 13 years. What do you think about the development? It's very different from now, when you started to compare in comparison to now. The World Cup has been introduced. What do you think about it?
I think they are doing something, and this is really nice. They improve a lot. I think plenty people complain about some little stuff, but I'm starting Xterra where basically we didn't have like nearly didn't have finish arch area or stuff. Just look at Molveno or stuff. It's like wonderful what they bring to the sport and stuff. After I have my opinion on certain topics and stuff, I will do some other things like that and stuff like that. But everyone has his own opinion, but at least they're doing something. And I'm really grateful for that. And they, this development just, I could live with that, you know? We are not so much to be able to live with that, but at least we have some. And yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy about the development and things and like short track. You imagine just we never do something like that. Like just thinking about this 10 years ago, like a world championship like that, a World Cup, like elite representation stuff, photo, media and stuff. It's for sure like it's there are plenty stuff to do still, and there are plenty like mistake who were due and who will be due because it's part of the game. And as I said, at least they try, and we cannot say or blame someone who try at least to do something. It's not like I know XTERRA by one moment they did nothing. Nothing changed on these sports. Like for several years, we had exactly the same race, same dates, same prize money. Nothing changed. Zero, zero, zero. And yeah, like right now, it's like starting to be like better. And I'm sure if they continue, and maybe if they maybe have to just have other point of view with other people also, because sorry, I don't see any like athletes like me who were in a game for a long time and still on the game, just having their place at the Xterra. And I think hire some people not like me, or like, I don't know, like you, Aneta, or even Oliver, you can just bring something different to Xterra and a different point of view. But there are also plenty stuff as elite athletes we don't like know about it, about like scooters, about money, about, and it's too easy to judge. And yeah, I mean, I'm quite happy about it. I'm
Yeah, and I
like
think
I'm a, I have a bit of lack of motivation, of course, but I don't think it's about like what they do. It's just about like time.
yeah, of course, that's understandable. And I think we all agreed in one of the previous episodes that the next year or this year's World Cup actually looks quite exciting. There are some new destinations and with the finals in China, and yeah, this year is going to be a little bit different and exciting, and that's a good thing to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think the changes they made were really smart. And a couple of years ago, they clearly put a lot of money into the elite side of the sport, and now it seems like they're mostly interested in kind of developing some of the youth and some of the young athletes, and that's kind of where the money is right now. And it's maybe not taken away from the elite side of the
Seems
sport,
successful though.
but it's clearly
There's
successful,
very
and
many
and you have
athletes.
to have a place for those athletes to grow into. So I'd love to see that focus eventually, once that's grown to a certain level, go back into like the elites.
Yeah, me, if I'm like a little bit like more so-so about youth and stuff, but it's my point of view. I'm thinking they won't do youth tour and stuff to bring some new people as elite. And I thinking people who will come from uh, racing at Xterra will never come by these things. For me, they will come from classic triathlon, they will come from mountain bike, they will come from swimming background or stuff. Uh, because when you're young, you want to you want to train, and when you will go to train, you will train on classic triathlon. With you will go when you're like really young, you will go with all your friends doing racing in France, for example, on the road and stuff. And it's after, like when you will be 80 years old or stuff, when you want to be professional, you will say, oh, maybe Xterra like looks good and stuff. So I could try this, I could try this. And for it's my perspective. My perspective is more about the new generation will come outside, like for example, the Mido, he will never do like something like that. He's just like doing classic triathlon, and he come and he will strong because he's doing classic triathlon and because he have all the capacity to do this. But I mean, it's like
And I
we
think
have plenty stuff to discuss about.
But I think that's the case for most of the young athletes, as you say. Like I know a couple of them, and a lot of them are from Olympic distance trial or sprint distance triathlon. But I mean, it is a way to stay in Xterra if you get in a touch with it. In as a young athlete, maybe once you want to retire Olympic distance, just like me, you can come back to Xterra.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think it's a good way to showcase the culture as well, right? You introduce the
yeah,
Yeah.
kids to the culture, which plays a huge role, and you go back to it, and it's kind of it's a it's a buzzword essentially to some extent, but it also is really it exists.
yeah. As I said, they do something at least, and they propose something, and certainly don't have exactly the same way of seeing the future, and they do something. They could easily do nothing. And like, I mean, the youth championship was really nice to see, and it's also really nice. So maybe I will I will not say the truth, and maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there are plenty youth who will come from that, and I wish there are plenty young people who will come.
And I think we can end on that note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. This has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Arthur,
Yeah,
for making the
thank you
time.
too.
Thank you, Aneta, for making the time. And yeah, we hope to talk to you soon. We hope to see you maybe at a 70-point free race or at some place in XTERRA. And that's all from us. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.